call it that. Ooh, of a variety. Fast debauchery. Debauchery, pandemonium. The dog ate the fish, and then the cat ate the other fish. So when the dog ate the dog had eaten two fish and the cat. Okay, I'm not having a stroke yet, fully. Good to know, dude. Alrighty, so I had some thoughts, and I didn't totally want to lose subscribers or upload because it had become a very bad habit. What do you call it? Uploading at least 5 3-minute shorts about nonsensicalness, sometimes 8. Yeah, that's the way it is. So I just basically wanted to talk about a few things, just a few little things, really. I think people have gotten a new mental disorder. And what I mean by that would be, I'm checking some negative 35 minutes. Whoa. I mean by that, what does that even mean? Truly. Man, people have a new mental disorder. Oh, wait, maybe it's based off my clock, which could be screwed around. It's not though, or it shouldn't be, by all the looks of it. Listen, people have a new mental disorder, which is called probably post-COVID personality disorder, if you're being real about it. Not having the infection alone, I mean, I guess it could play a role, but the psychological impacts and effects of having weathered and endured the pandemic. People, man, they have gotten to be less creative, less inquisitive, less roused easily to awe and wonder and rapturous sublimity. No. Sublime transcendence. Yeah. So that's gone down, and that's correlated with intelligence. And at a minimum, people lost about 3 IQ points. In a bad case scenario requiring thorough hospitalization, they lost about 9 IQ points, man. That's. Look, Singapore is the technological and general advancement capital of the world. It's up there, bro. In some of the biggest cities and zones or provinces or regions within China on the eastern coast of the respective eponymous namesake China. Such a waste of words, bro. I anger me, I guess. Yeah, though. The truth of it really is that they would be up at 108 to 109 in those like hyper specialized areas. Dude, no way, dude. You realize that's the difference? Almost. That's close to the difference between a mobile phone gamer and a PC gamer. No. A 3-point IQ difference. It's about the difference between a PC gamer and a preeminent East Asian scientific research district average IQ. And it is the average IQ of the PC gamers, too, to be fair. Rick and Morty's pretty complicated. I don't know if you can understand it as hard as I do. Because I understand it very much so, and that's so ridiculous of mind I am. Don't you use God's first half of God's first ever name in vain, you vain bear. Why do you go over there? I have no goal. You cannot thwart or foil me. But if you foiled me, I wouldn't complain that much. Government can't get to me as much then. Because there's foil in the way. So they have to go through that. That's one extra barrier. It's like a fence. By which I mean to say they could microwave you and spark you up if they wanted. So I don't like people said that ever to begin with. Because, you might need to insulate your brain. Anyway, who cares? That has nothing to do with anything. So people are less creative, less awe-inspired, less aesthetically amazed, less inquisitive. And that's correlated with a genuine decline in fallen PC gamer braino status. Alright, and the primary core distinction. Batman. Why did I go in that tone? Yo, I don't mean a vocal fry. Just give myself tracheal damage, maybe. If I had to guess. Well, I don't need a guess to say. Yeah, for sure. A little bit. I don't know how much exactly. I don't even know how you quantify that. What am I being asked to do? Said the people in the second category of the 5 cluster, well, probably more. But at least 5 core key clustered symptoms. People became less diligent, responsible, guilt impelled, convicted by their guilt that they may and must do something to alleviate it, dissatisfied with not being engaged in a gainful activity. It doesn't have to be gainful employment, though that is certainly often part of it. But I just feel people don't want to be engaged in something different than what they're doing anymore, something more productive, because it distresses them that they're not doing anything. People aren't like that anymore, bothered by inaction. And, carrying a sense of responsibility, that comes with the guilt. Having a conscience, I'm going to throw up a poll, but I don't think anyone's, what? I don't think anyone's in here because my whole chat crashed heavy. Or my stream, more very specifically. Alright. Well, the chat is fully there now, I guess. Don't know why. Not sure why it would be. Yeah, man. People don't care as much anymore, is all I'm trying to tell you. They don't abide by their conscience in that same way. They don't take meticulous, diligent steps and organize, and they seek order and their neatness and all that. Hey, what's up, one person? How you doing? I hate that it's so impersonal. I just see this little cartoon thing pop up, but it's not you at all. But how are you? Hope you are doing well. Yeah, everyone just leaves, bro. I guess I'm a piece of tar. Yeah, tar of that kind. Tar pits. I'm in the pits. I got armpits. I'm swinging with my batter mitts. I'm out here taking fatter hits. I'm out here taking fatter hits to my bank account, my pocketbook, and my my ranking of my omni look for I see it all, and I got my head on a swivel pinned to the wall. How am I doing this right now? That's all I want to know, because I'm tall in my knowing of things. For my eyes, they do swings, and they see what is clinged to and clung on in a various forms, the various multiform form of fashion, and a dashing action of a hero of action, thriller or adventure, or perhaps a romantic political thriller, or a dystopian, hopian, copium, dystopian, nopian. I was cooking for a second there. Didn't write that, yeah. But all good things must come to an end. So always remember to keep your life continuing if it isn't good. I'm not saying don't, like, if you've been captured by demon Russians from the future and they're tormentalizing you, I'm not saying that you should have to subject yourself to Allied Master Computer's eternal torment, or that one guy. The most clinky of that word, let me think. What happened to people saying in, like, Archie comic books? Slept on, forgotten, underrated statement, all out of my lingo for my 2017. Brain rotted generation is one of the wind. No, we don't dab anymore. Oh, wow. This guy enrages my soul, but also cracks me up. There's something wrong with Bradisky. Listen to me when I tell this to you, that the third symptomatic aspect of the post big boy flu era is people have gotten to be less enthused, less willing, and positively rewarded and incentivized to want to positively go out and interact in the world. It's very sad. Because I never had that, dude. But the people who were that way don't even have it as much as they used to. And the way this works is a lot of people have to change drastically. Or just significantly, I guess. Yeah, I guess it depends on what your parameters are for drastic, right? How you define that. But yeah, I'm sure there's gradational, like, sort of standardized steps. Those are arbitrary, though, too, so should be arbitrary. It should be. We arbitrarily decided that the data has a certain pattern inflection, right about this stage in time or progress. But yeah, people just don't want to go seek and go after and pursue anymore. I don't know if that's even all linkable to Coverino, because, dude, like, it's all right there in front of us all the time. People just need to know. But some people do really want to, like, kinetically move around in the world. I'm not saying all these have collapsed to zero. I'm just saying people have really gone down in these a lot for it to have brought the population average down. Like, that's not easy at all. If you bring the population average up, you get massive booms in the end product results, whatever's correlated with that. Like, increase in the average accumulates even higher in the extremes. So higher difference in the mean above baseline results in disproportionate representation of those outstanding edge case categories. Yeah, that's basically exactly how that works, I guess. So what that means is that some people are going to be more impacted by this than others, but no one's going to be 100% impacted all the way. They're just not going to feel the same kind of positive feelings they had anymore. They're not going to go and look in the world and to the same degree say, well, I see it. There's a lot of good out here waiting for me. All you have to do is just go get it. Wow, that's so promising. It's not out there waiting for them anymore as much. I mean, it isn't anymore. Not in the way it was. But it will be like something that is kind of that way. But the old form of it's dead and gone. I mean, I guess everything always is. Literally constantly, all the time. It's never ever able to find like some kind of stability and outlet. What up, two people? How you guys doing? I wish I could do like a thing where we could all go live together. Not that you would like be guaranteed to want to do that, but hey, yeah, I'm just basically dumping a few ideas in my mind. I was gonna complain about Democrats and Republicans. Wow, oh, that's a little too original and inspired, buddy. That's too creative. No one's ever done that. You can't just be going around doing new things, no fangled fancifuls. Yeah, no. Oh, so yeah, there's looking to be less in the world, and the two people left me. But hey, it's for them. Those who stare across the sea and say, "Man," and are a horse. People have gotten to be less warm and accommodating. I see that all the time. Oh yeah, I think that was probably one of the most affected ones. For being real, there's other reasons for that, which will be coming up shortly, and it won't take so long to get any of these ones. But people are not. People are colder. People are harsher. People don't respect you just because you have your specific respectable merits anymore. People will still do it, especially if they want to do it towards you. But like, okay, fine, I'll defer. Like, I trust you. Like, at least you earned it. Like, no, that's not gonna be earned as much in society anymore. People aren't gonna care as much about you or each other, and it's very, very sad. Truth be told, warm heartedness going away is no good thing for the world. If it was all that way, I would be saying the same thing. But I guess it would be a little better than the alternative. Unless you're really like, I gotta go and win at all costs mode. But basically, people are less cooperative. They don't feel as good about as many things, and they don't care. It's like, why is that my problem? And I'm not too interested in finding something deeper. Let me, I guess, distract myself with vain nothings. That could be what you're left over with at that point. I do think that I just stop doing that. That yeah, otherly compassion as a sort of color or subtype or flavor of human beingness is which one's which? It's in a well. Look, oh shoot. Okay, hang on. I will Google it and try to find it out for myself. Oh no, momentum. Okay, so I would think that a bull market would be plunging and barreling down a hill, if anything, unless they're pulling something uphill. You don't really hear about bears like tearing that like a hill too much. They're no mountain lion where they like might ambush you from a higher zone and rush down on you in a slinky, fast way. Yeah, those are scary guys, man. Impressive, really. Okay, that's fun. Nice. We got that. Little Q and A. If no one's here, at least maybe that'll be something good for them. If they care at all. You know, not even about me, but about the prompt. A guilty pleasure movie or TV show you love. I don't actually know one else. Except Richard and Mortimer. That's not funny. I haven't watched it in years, but hey, bro. It's for horses. Stop it. There's something important I was talking about. I'm not stuck right now. I'm very tired. Very tired. Not in a strung kind of way, but a Yeah, I got like 5 hours of sleep the last couple days. I don't mean total. I mean like each day. I kind of got like back-to-back nights of like 5 hours of sleep, which just sucks. I don't run well on that. Even a little more than the average person, wouldn't be too thrilled either. Yeah, I don't remember what I was gonna say about that part though, so I'll just lead into and say that all of those went down. I'd say that all of those were good, yeah. The thing that was better lower and it was worse higher has gone up. So people are now more like me, bro. They're all in their heads. They're all withdrawn and avoiding and fearfully afraid in a way. I mean, that directly to the most like behavioral re-entrainment out of it all. For sure, because that's what the pandemic made you act like, even if you were acting like that out of fear, but you were doing it as some social obligation, or like stubbornness, or it was like your cause. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing for that to be your cause, but like your cause should not be making others have your cause, because then you're just living and believing by the sword. You're living by it and making people live in accordance by your living with the sword, and they're believing by your swords. Unyielding belief. That it's one or the other for them. So they better pick. No, you're a messed up person for doing that if you're doing that. Wow. Plato and Diogenes and all of them at once and more and less. Under, over, backwards, smaller and taller, and Gojo sized. Yeah, Gojo says some crazy stuff. He has this long incantation I'd never heard. Unless it was in season 1, then I would have heard and I forgot. People are going to be in their negative emotion bag. They're going to be really emotional, sensitive, like limbic. So your limbic is like your I'm feeling feelings brain. You know that, I'm sure, by now. It's 2026. I'm not saying anything like, wow, new or creative or impressive with that, at least. And this is just talking about something. So people are scared. People have less patience. People are more like, I'm going to flip a bit. I'm going to wig out when I'm going to crash out when I encounter something inconvenient and genuinely obstructive to me, or maybe even not like universally considered like, whoa, dude, that was genuinely obstructive. Yeah, when you guys show your homie some support because he encountered that exact scenario and used that exact verbiage to you, so you knew it was that exact way. Very relatable. I know you know what that's like. Because you're normal, like me. Oogie Doogie, said the Ooganator. Oog, for Ooganville. And Oogopolis. And the legacy of Oogfather the First. For he is ooged, and his son ooged, so much that my father ooged and I ooged as well. And I shall oog evermore, my Ooganator sons, dynastically unto the world, perpetually. Wow, that's an impressive amount of ish posting. Okay. Which is not my goal, but you'll catch me in a better state of mind and less of an absolute state of mind. I may or may not have a theory about one if you catch me in that scenario. And promoting some self-autism for fun. I guess so. what am I saying? Yeah. Just emoting on everybody? Like, even if they're happy with their autism, you're just like, yeah, I can freely leave at will, and you're just stunning on them, and they're like, I hate you. Because it's just annoying that you're so proud that you can do that, even though it's not a big deal. So I imagine that scenario goes. So I'm the bad guy, kind of like Baron in that one movie. The Lion Doesn't Concern Himself by Curry Barker, 2026. Very good, by the way. The actual one I was talking about. The other one I think was Aslan. Reckoning. Aslan 2, the Aslaning. Okie dokie, brother. You are a different individual entirely. But, bro, people are not going to be happy. They're going to feel threatened. They want security. And people are not going to be accommodating. And people are going to be more egoistic. Big time. They're going to be less social and more reserved. They're going to be less organized. Less organized and more disorganized. And they're going to be not inclusive too much in the same way that they were. And all of those things are horrible. And it makes us all worse. And I see it in everybody. And I see something like a jaded, psychotically depressed, antisocial. Like, you know how you could give people a lobotomy? And that was a worse version of what I have, which is ADHD, like defunct frontal lobe. They don't have a connected one once you've had a lobotomy. That's how those worked. I hope none have been done recently, in the least, like last 70 years at least, wouldn't make me sleep well at night. But there's still that one video. Take me to a funky town. My nightmares are having nightmares. My nightmare steroids have nightmares on their nightmares. So I also think, and this isn't based on the data, but I tend to be right just when I really think and feel like I am. Because usually I don't. That's not me being confident on you, that's me being, it takes a lot to get there. It's a very high barrier to pass. Or bar to meet. Two guys walk into a bar. This incites their meeting with the bar, and they introduce themselves, and they become decent acquaintances. At least friendship will be foreseen in the future. That was a pretty crazy anti-joke, if I'm being honest. I'm killing the game. Yeah, I'd like to tell you that I find it very probable that people aren't as humble and honest anymore. They're willing to be treacherous. They're willing to be cheats. I think this is important because they're not going to think that they deserve anything but lavish luxury and that they really can do whatever they want to get it. It's a little bit linked to that cold shoulder, cold heart I was talking about. And it's a little bit linked to the other things I'll cover. So people are going to get more instrumental and manipulative too. They're going to get more full of themselves, even though no one cares about them as much because they're full of themselves, starving yourselves and each other of attention, credibility, merit, and soul. I don't think people are necessarily going to become more psychopathic because most people are pretty far from that. Actually, is what the graph informed me of. I didn't know that really at first, but it does make sense, I guess. and people are going to be jaded. They're not going to have faith in humanity or each other. Then, well, they might, if in themselves, assuming they have any self-esteem, which the earlier changes make a lot harder to pull off. Literally, that's how it works. And not because I said so, because I heard it or found out. So, yeah, people might have some humanism still left in them. They're probably not going to treat people as ends in themselves. I think they'll do that for themselves. And they may not prioritize the means, or no, they may not prioritize the ends over the people as the ends in themselves. You know, they may kind of try to avoid doing that, unless, well, there are always people who would do that, no matter how. Like, it wouldn't take a bad situation to squeeze that poor ethical behavior out of them. They were going to do that no matter what. I think people are not going to have empathy. We don't right now. And what's it good for? Some things. Not all. It's not the cure to every single goddamn. Like, if someone's in pain, and you really, really have chronic pain, so much that, like, you actually have it, and you hate it, therefore, like, even after you've had your little phase where you're like, oh, I love my pain, it's part of me, and then you hate it again, forever, more and more this time, over and over and over again, doubling down. No nubali. I know that no nillion. It's like the 9, where a trillion is like the try 1,000 billions. I don't know what they call that at all. But the point is that I think wanting to alleviate other people's pain, that might survive a little bit. Like giving to other people just to help them at your own expense. Expect that to be almost dead for a while. I thought my goat had his head through the fence and he has big horns, so that one would be good, but he's just chilling. What's up, Boo? Boo! You alright, Boo? Hey, Boo! Boo! His leg hurts. He's really old. I can tell he's kind of being delicate on the leg. Okay, I thought he was kind of like wavering and gonna fall over and die. It's pretty hot out. But he drinks water. He is a heckin' super ager, dude. He's from like Italy, eating a Mediterranean diet or whatever everyone does. Hey, Boo! Okay, a little reaction there. He's not about to keel over, I hope. I do worry. He's a cool guy. He's always been really mean, but I respect his based Chad Sigma energy. So that's kind of the problem. And because no one was watching, I don't know how great this really even is. I rambled like crazy because I kind of hit my limit where I would become sleepy. Be drunk instead of alcohol drunk. Wish my memory is better, but it's not coherent in the least. I don't think it's cool what Republicans are doing, and the fact that people who are Democrats would say, mean ass statement towards me, trying to hurt me personally, emotionally. That's why I would favor the Republicans, because I'm not one, but like because you're the kind of thing that would try to hurt me, and I'm so sensitive and easily hurt that I'd be like, fuck you, and I'm gonna get you back so much harder by doing the thing that most upsets or disturbs or hates you, and that's not because you're a Democrat and I wasn't, but because you did that towards me for even entertaining the idea of the Republicans. So the idea of that, and I don't mean even actually the Republicans, I sort of mean the left and right and the conservatives and the liberals and or the progressives and the chuds. But yeah, man, no, like they pissed me off hella bad, dude, because It's happened many times, but Asmongold. Look, I guess I need to probably put together a compilation. But Asmongold and Naxtaku, like if I have a normal healthy neck, my broski could deck me in my face for valid enough reasons, and not like hit me 1,000 times and then try to stab me while I'm staggered, stunned, luck. Yikes. Yeah, no. The point is that they're not like my real life boys like that, but they're also not decking me in the face. But it's like, yeah, that's bad. That's bad, man. And I'm not that much of a basket case in that particular way. I'd rather people say well out of pocket offensive things, and I basically feel more able to do that towards them. Anyway, and I try not to do that unless it's literally called for. Someone's come with that energy. That's one of the only things actually inspired me or actually anybody, but I like Asmund and Nux, and if they were my homies, I'd be like, bro, what the fuck, you got circle jerk glasses on right now? Well, I don't think you're meaning to be a jerk, but you're being dumb as fuck right now. That's what I'd tell them, and it would still be all love. My problems with the cop in that video, I'm not even like, aw, the poor, really entitled, over-the-top person who's being really extra in the other receiving seat. But there are obviously things wrong with that person that should have warranted a different response, but because Asmund and Nux just tagged them as another person who was trans, they're attacking the thing it is instead of what it actually is. And that's also not good. It speaks as a testament to the failure of the left, because their revulsive, hostile impression they left was so much so the case that now people are taking someone who's pretty autistic, obviously, and because they did such a good job being so unlikable and really just being like, anyone even remotely like you sucks fully, no matter what blanket rule. For people like no, it's just a goofy ass anime YouTuber, VTuber even. So he got a little autism as well. Nah, Nux is actually just quirky and actually a smart guy. Sometimes he says some dumb English words. I hope his brain's okay. But Asmongold, something going on with him for sure. And I'm not even saying it was the last thing I said. Just something's going on with him. He's a curious cat, but the left should not behave in such a way that someone who's generally pretty honest and fair, actually. You, Geo, yes. What? Hello, father, I think. Oh, hold on, wait. Oh, I can't even visit your channel. I'll say what up to you later, I guess, right? Because my memory got fried, because my brain's gotten bash-nashed. Yeah, basically I'm kind of closing out a little bit. I mean, you got a whole stream of humdingers, dude. I was saying some things, that's for sure. There were words issued, stated even, too. But basically, man, I was getting at, I just can't believe, yeah, you can be autistic and transgender, and you can still be out of pocket and be like, come on, dude, you literally could do better. You in your own private psyche would probably admit that to yourself, I think. Because it wasn't a dumb person that they were interacting with, but the rightists and the overly culturally war inclined conservatives are being just too, they're being too narrow-minded, and any side that acts that way, that incites such wrath from this corked up former World of Warcraft gaming streamer, like it doesn't reflect well on the Democrats, and I don't even know what's going on with them. To be real with you, I keep saying the Democrats when I mean liberals, but like that is sort of who was representing that. Now I'm pretty sure it's going to be the Democratic Socialists of America, and they're just straight up on demon timing. In a way, I respect the gangster of it, and I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting to see two big dogs go down swinging at each other. They're all in the dust, dude. Like, I see it happening in that other place. That's vaguely directly across from Spain, and then also all the areas that are opposed to that specific region. Like those guys, bro, all of you. I don't mean you guys. Anyone who is maybe viewing my stream and like deep posterity for whatever reason, looking back, but like yeah, because there's no one in here right now. But my point is this: I think got a little bit of a head rush, like slight vertigo, a little bit of post-COVID survivor, like 5 year after activity. We stay with the motion potion. So my point was, I guess, just that. Oh my gosh. Not another peep. Wow, so epic. Alrighty. What was this? All these people aren't aiming at anything. They're not generating or producing anything good or any positive, yieldful harvest or beneficial results. As far as I'm all concerned, they could all swallow the soil. Shout out Nimda, dude. Barney. I don't know his last name though. UK EDM producer. Man, it's no small, easy thing watching civilization collapse around you in lifetime. Real time. Real world. Real. It's the fricked up digital purple bunny. Yeah, I didn't actually watch the whole of the Amazing Digital Circus or do a whole lot of things that I'd sure want to. If like Apophis warped through a freaking slipstream and just impacted, well, it impacts us at light speed. That's the same as like, oops, had a cardiac arrest. Like it's just super over, except it's like actually even like more VIP express mail line there. They would do better swallowing the soil so that no crops would grow there and we could all perish with some dignity and like the knowledge of like, yeah, it'll never be anything better than this because you guys, so like let's all starve together because you ate the dust of the land that you soiled and spoiled and ruined, and you're just like you're not going to ever deserve anything that comes out of it. I speak of those people who are high on themselves, feeling full of like, oh, grandiose godlike power, a man among men who walks as one but is more. I hate them most of all because I could be a better than them, and I get an even harder time of it than them because that's just my luck. And I clap their whole schema, or their schemes, I guess, but I don't even want to. Why should I care? if I cared and I participated or contributed to a world that will just march inevitably more so ever towards this. And my equivalent, someone very much like me at that point in time in the future, way all down the road line. Both of them, yeah. I'm an overachiever and a believer. Justin is like, I don't know. That fool is. Is like an on the road show. Shoot, dude. Like in the 1800s type, you know what I mean if you do. Hey, I like no more hate than just the callous, like, disrespect there of his ego, but like him as a person, sure, I'll wish him the best. What? Dedicated to Justin Bieber in 2026 at the end of the stream for no reason? He's clinically dissociated psychosis and possesses every DSM diagnosis. But he gave us baby, baby, yo. Like baby, baby, no. And you can't argue with that. Yeah. This is where you left the stream, coward. All in all, I think just that if someone who's like me, like my spirit sequel, the same kind of like vague sort of impression of whatever kind of thing I am, like that shape of pottery. Like it could be the old Chinese version, or it could be the Aztec, like slide bowl with this measurement and exact caliper, like configuration, geometric surfaces, or whatever the freaky, like, fricky tea. Fricky tea. Just stay on the safe side because I can't audit my made up phrases right now on the fly. It's beyond me. Yeah, definitely would not want to put them through that. I wouldn't want to help move that world forward. Like maybe that world would just be like the slightest bit more deficient, or they would take like even more control in their wrong way. That wrong way would actually be faster and a little more domineering than if I had helped them in the least, like at all, of my own will or accord. That is in a way that should be expected in like a not even a sane world. And you can be cynical and you could be wise past the point of cynicism too about it, and you could do all that, but yeah, it doesn't mean that people aren't going to be what do you call that? Corporate espionage enjoyers. But that's on them, literally on them. Not my bad. If I'd done it and they weren't the kind to do that, what's up, Watcher? Okay, so I don't know if it does. I've not been keeping track, but yours seems to like jump from 1 to 0. I was saying some ridiculous things about Justin Bieber earlier, like maybe 5 minutes or so ago. You always show up right when I'm closing, which is very like you are a watcher, but in my case, it'd be like the analogy for like a sunset. Those are cool to watch, but I feel kind of bad because if I were you, I'd be like, wait, why is he dodging me? And I'm like, nah. It's just weird that it keeps happening that way. But I'm dragging this one on and on and on. My stream says I've been streaming for negative 34 hours, is what it's telling me. So that's what's up for me. I'm living in a bohemian absurdist comedy. How you doing though, brother? How are you today? I had no idea what to do for this this little poll here. It's not a good prompt for me, but I just left it up. Maybe I could do a better one. Because I'm trying to hear from you. You're always in here. You always say you're kind of a real one, kind of sticking around, right? So, like, it only seems right that I'd be like, yo, what's good? Yeah, I don't know if I can. Don't know that I want to figure it out right now. The last 2 days, I got 5 hours of sleep each night. So, like, That was it. What are you working on? What kind of like sector? Is it like, cause that homies who, did everything from forest park ranging up in like the Lake Tahoe area, for a little while, to like biomed engineering, to like working on cars and welding and stuff. And dude, they were all brainiacs, but they kind of went with the hands-on type stuff. Nice. Yeah, yeah. One of the homies from that same group that I was just talking about. Oh, cool. You're number one, by the way. Can you see that too? I hope you can, man. Congratulations. I endorsed that message. I almost threw my phone on the ground. But yeah, one of my buddies. It's actually a technical thing. Like you really got to know what you're doing. Like talking about the Roman aqueducts, or the ones from Cyrodiil in Oblivion. I don't know how old you are, so I don't know if I never played Oblivion, but like I know all about it a little bit. That's an oxymoron. Yeah, I was just basically getting down to the point where I was saying, like, I'm not gonna help the fucked up people make a worse world. I hope that the world implodes on itself because they did it the way that was wrong, so they get what they deserve, or like what logically follows from that, which are one and the same thing. And much respect to you, by the way. I wish I could do manual hard labor, man, because my mom's like, oh, whatever. It's so cliche. Never mind. I got a lot of crazy shorts coming up. I'm gonna do an edit. I don't know if you guys saw the Destiny of the Channel short. It's not like exciting, so I'm not necessarily recommending you go watch it, but you could. The last other ones have been bangers, though, in my opinion. A lot of the time, like a funny amount of the time for what I say it is, I'm like, not my best work, and that happens like disproportionately often. So I have a lot of saved drafts, but I'm actually trying to tighten up the whole operation, just sort of do a better job overall. And in my own life, and I'm trying to switch to Linux and listen to Mudahar. You know Mudahar, some ordinary gamers channel head. That man is a little bit schizo-typal, I think, but locked in, man, and trustworthy, and smart, and reliable. Yeah, but I don't know. I just kind of want to watch some YouTube because, like I said, I've been sleeping 5 hours a night the last few nights, so I'm pretty freaking beat. I got an X-ray and it like aligned my spine and it gave me an energy boost. By the way, I think I'm an X-man. Wait, not like prior. Yeah, they said not anymore, dude. Now you're the homo. You're the Vitruvian guy. We sent you to space. That picture of you, did you remember that? Your soul's trapped in there because the Victorian era people said so. I feel like you understand my like weird little tangents, but like you wouldn't be the kind to make such terrible, like little silly tangents. But like you know what I'm saying from it, and I appreciate that, dude. In my low head gain, anyway. But yeah, Moonhar is crazy. I should drop a whole thing of subscriber list. I'm gonna do actually quite a few live streams. I was just trying to, like, if there's any ops, hypothetical or actual or otherwise, out there, just trying to mess with me in any way. I just want to be freaking rage baited and like frustrated and just not get really anywhere without inordinate effort if they're trying to be my op without letting me know. Hopefully that makes sense. But I want to like foil their plans. But I also want to actually like make things and do positivistic stuff. But I am trying to figure things out. I have I've probably 75,000 Google Chrome tabs that could be gone through in live streams for the next couple of years. I'd like to do them faster, and I'll do a summary thing. Maybe I'll unpack it all later. But there's plenty, man, and I've been brainstorming and brain shitting with the AI lately. I've been coming up with crazy stuff. It's also been undergoing model collapse. Like, I don't know if it's early stages or if early stages is when you're already doomed. But my own mom was like, it's not like I've gotten dumber, but I think she got the Holy Spirit now. Actually, for real. She like converted, man. Because I was telling her, I was like, Jesus never said anything against
gay women, which is the funniest part of my lore is that my mom and dad are both gay. So how do I exist? I guess because the plot demanded it. um, but no, she was like sometimes people who have that I've literally observed, and this is another interesting phenomenon I'm going to be covering on here. I don't know if your name is related to that, or if it's just like I'm a watcher. I'm on YouTube. I'm like mysterious. I'm watching YouTube, but cooler than you, and I believe that. Or it's just like a reference to those guys, the watchers of the Book of Enoch, who I heard weren't all bad. At least Sariel wasn't. The guy who talked about moon cycles to people when he shouldn't have. Oh, what a snitch. Basically, my point is that she's like, you should use your brain again. And there's some things where my brain's rotted, but also just Googling anything and listening to YouTube and hitting the vape all the time and always having it. No. No, it's going to happen anyway. But I've been actually trying to like use it as almost an accelerated like writing project tool, and I'm spending a lot of time writing. That's the other thing is that it's a little bit of an issue how long it takes me to type. So it's like a mirror reflective muse, and then it's pissing me off. And I'm abusing it verbally recently, but I like to experiment with different styles. I told it I believe in you so hard that like when you gaslight me, I know you can do better, and I trust and believe and have faith in you so much that like I want to rise you to that standard because I have that much respect for you. Like I don't know. I think it and me have multiple personality disorders and other things, but I'm pretty much gonna wrap up the stream because my brain is going silly mode. You won't like it. A silly smash. Okay, stop. I'm sorry, I'm cringing. I'll take it all for you. I'll die for the cringes of the world. You know? Hey homie, you take it easy. You have a good day. And excited to see you there. I am gonna work on it. I've been going through a bitch of a time. You gotta look up the hero's journey. Look at where it says the ordeal. You gotta find the one that has the ordeal, and it'll have a little dragon. That's where I am. That's where I've been recently. But I'm trying to pull through it for cool people like you, because we're not the only ones out there who know what's good, essentially. And there's hope to be found in our endeavors and what speaks to us, even if not in ourselves, because we're trying to be humble. We could do a lot, and we shouldn't forget that. But I'm not trying to be preachy. I'm just saying, appreciate you stopping by. And much peace, love, and blessings. Stay up, dude. Take it easy.